Today's date is the 3rd of September 2015. Today in the news there are shocking images of a 2-year-old immigrant who drowned whilst trying to reach Europe for a better life. What kind of world do we live in where we allow this to happen to people? And no matter what your stance on immigration, as a human, it's so difficult and so tragic to watch this kind of thing going on. So it compelled me to want to do a reading. I'm using the Celtic cross, which is quite a traditional layout, although I do my own version, so it can change. So the first card we see is the Justice card right in the centre. And the heart of the matter is that these people want justice. There's so much injustice in their countries that they're leaving. There's also the karmic debt to take into account, because a lot of people believe that as part of our karma we choose where we're born. So you choose whether you're going to be born into the starving communities in Africa or the people of Syria, places like that. Okay, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that that theory is out there. You can make up your own minds. Now the card laying over the top of the Justice is the Swords. And as you can see, there's 6 swords, there's 2 people in a boat, and this boat is on water. Now this represents their need for travel. This card in the Celtic cross is the obstacles, or what needs to be overcome. And for these immigrants, what needs to be overcome is that journey across the water. Now this is also about the fact that all of the European community, the Europe as a whole, needs to come up with a plan and to bring justice to those that are making these people's lives as awful as they are. Now, in the recent past, we have the Sun. So this is down below. Okay. Now, the Sun card tells us that things haven't always been this bad, but they've reached a crisis point and now it is an issue. So the immediate future here is the Queen of Cups. And this is about taking control to make things different for the immediate future. So there's a need here for analysis, there's a need for thought, there's a need for emotions to not be part of the equation. You can't make constructive decisions when you're under the influence of your emotions. So this tells us that the politicians need to sit down and really think and talk about how we're going to resolve this in a way that suits everybody to the best of our ability. Now, it's very rare that a solution can be achieved that actually suits every single party, so don't expect it to. There'll be those that are happy and those that aren't. So now we look at the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is about apprenticeships, it's about learning curves, it's about figuring out new skills, new knowledge, adapting and finding new ways to deal with things. So this tells us that because we're looking at the material world, so finances, home, material stuff, that it's about finding a way to adapt and deal with this particular problem as quick as possible. So here we now have the 10 of Cups, and this is the most likely outcome if we follow the intuitive path. Now, by following the intuitive path, we're going to bring happiness, we're going to bring harmony, we're going to bring that balance, all right? But basically, if we don't follow the right path, if we carry on with the way we are, we just see more disharmony, more families being pulled apart. So it has to be dealt with. So ordinarily this card here, which is represented by the Hierophant, would be about what the sitter brings to the actual reading or brings to the situation. Now, because we're looking at a situation rather than an actual person, what we're saying here is we have to break away from dogma and tradition. We have to break away from doing what we've always done. It's time to find a different solution and deal with this in a different way. So now we look at the Queen of Pentacles, and this card represents whether the environment is conducive to the situation or not. Now, basically what the Queen of Pentacles is saying is that we need more TLC, we need more love, more care, more humanity, because that's what's going to resolve this. It's not necessarily a case of allowing all the immigrants to come here. It's about resolving the situation that's causing them to flee. So now we have the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands is about the hopes and fears of the immigrants. And they want better, they want new, they want lives, they want to have things to aim for. When getting through the day is your goal without getting killed, that's quite scary. So now we look at the Seven of Wands. And this is the last card in the spread if you do the traditional Celtic cross. And this is the most likely outcome. And the most likely outcome here is that there's a lot of goals to be met. This isn't about one individual plan or goal. This is about dealing with everything. It's also about getting on top of the situation and not allowing it to overwhelm us, which is exactly what's happening at the moment. So the Seven of Wands is saying that we can deal with this, we can resolve it. Maybe not overnight, maybe not in a month, but we can start to take control and make a difference. So this is a message to people all around the world to help take control and help these people. And if possible, help them to stay in their home country, because I'm sure that none of us would like to abandon our country unless we had no choice, unless it was a last resort. So I hope that's helped to make you see how else the tarot can be used, as well as doing readings for us personally or for somebody else. And, you know, feel free to go and try it on other situations yourself.